Hello. Welcome to another hand stream. Hold on. There we go. That's a little better. It's barely on, but... Okay, fine. That's fine. Welcome to the hand stream. I hope you all are ready for a cozy evening doing old lady activities. Because I have needed something to... I have needed a reason to sit down and focus on finishing some stuff. And starting stuff. But hi, welcome. There's Tim Tom from our last hand stream. He's waving at y'all. Today we're gonna be cross-stitching. Before you're wondering, I am in fact 80 years old. No. I just recently started doing cross-stitching. This is all of the cross-stitching that I've done. There you are. And I think it's very cute. Also, if it seems like weird or off, it's because the screen is flipped because my camera is upside down. So things might be a little up. That's why like this writing right here is weird because it's flipped. Yeah, this is my cross-stitching so far. I used to do just like pure embroidery, as you can see from this little jolteon. Is it a little wonky? Yes, but it's still beautiful and I love it. I've done some other embroidery stuff. I started doing embroidery when I started a battle jacket. I have a battle jacket hung up right now. Actually, let me go get it. Let me go show you guys, because it's actually like sick as hell. Okay. There we go. I accidentally unplugged my headphones / microphone. My cable management is horrible. But yes, this is my battle jacket. I use the term battle jacket very loosely, because it's not full of like punk band patches and stuff. It's a cool vest that I covered in stuff I like. Very first thing we'll start with, because it's the simplest, is the back. We've got like this little pentagram and these little devil wings that I embroidered. They're very cute. I love them a lot. The back panel right now is just very plain. We have this Zentangle that my friend Milo did, because my original plan was just to buy some fabric markers and ask all my friends and like people I knew to just like doodle something on the back. And Milo did all of this, and now no one else has contributed. I think my old coworker Gabby contributed, but I don't remember. But I just think it's really boring, and I really want to do something, because my original plan was to just wait until I had, like I did with my other jacket that I had, or have, where just wait until like I had a t-shirt with a design that I really liked that either didn't fit or just got ruined or whatever, but I wanted to keep the design. I was gonna cut it out and sew it on the back of this. But I'm impatient and I want the back of this to be as cool as the front. Let me show you guys the front. This thing's very heavy. It's very heavy in the front, which I very much appreciate. It's like a nice weight. Very first thing is we have the collar full of cat claw spikes. This took me so long. One, just cause like putting holes through denim, like especially like thicker denim like this part, just takes a while, but also I didn't have enough claws at first, so I had to order some more and wait for them to arrive. But this is the collar, and then we have this little there we go. We have this little D20 pin. fun fact, I got this from a loot crate that I bought secondhand. Because so many YouTubers I watched growing up were sponsored by Loot Crate, and I thought it was the sickest thing ever, and I really wanted it, but I could never get it because it was just too expensive. And then I found a Loot Crate box full of just like random Loot Crate shit at a Goodwill, and I snatched that shit up immediately. And this was one of the things in it. We've got patches. This one says, "I'm friendly, please pet me." Once again, my camera's reversed, so the text is gonna be kind of off. But we have this one that says, "I'm friendly, please pet me." All of the patches that are on this battle jacket were a pain in the ass to sew on because they were all made for dog vests. So they all have like Velcro on the back. And so they were like extra thick, so it was a pain in the ass to sew these on. But they got on eventually. We have this one here that just says "good boy." We have pronoun pins. We have a they, them, and a he, him. We've got vibrator pins. Both of these are from Spencer's. One of these is the lesbian flag, one is just a rabbit vibrator. I initially put these on here when I wore this to Pride as just like little emergency safety pins, like if something were to fall off, or like if I bought, because I intended to buy a lesbian Pride flag while I was at Pride this year, so I put these on here if I wanted to like pin the flag anywhere on me so I could wear it. But now I just kind of keep them on here because one, it looks pretty cool, two, just in case. We have more pins. We have this one that says "Certified Rizzler." We have this Unis Honest pin. That was the only merch purchase I ever made because it was the only thing I could really afford at the time. We have this little punk duck back when my old car was duck themed. We have, this one's really cool, or not really cool, but it's interesting. This is a Minecraft creeper pin that I made, I want to say in 2014. Because when I was younger, I was obsessed with Minecraft and perler beads. So I made a lot of Minecraft perler bead art, and then I bought like little pin backs and I hot glued them on, and I made a shit ton of pins. I still have a big bag of like all the perler bead pins that I made when I was a kid. We have this button that I actually got at this thing called a crow party that says "Your future sucks." I really like it because I really like divination. It's also just funny. We have this one. If I can get it. Okay, I can't really get it at an angle where you guys can see it, but it's a little kibby, and it says "autistic." And then we have pocket number 1 that I embroidered the non-binary pride flag onto. That I think turned out really well. Did the like edge of this curl a lot? Yes. Do I still think it looks cute? Also yes. And then we also have this little red paw print that I free-handed, so that's why it looks a little fucked up. But I still think it looks cute. And then we've got the other side. We've got this little fire energy, Pokemon energy pin that I made myself with my little button maker. We have a Team Yell pin. We have the keychains that are attached by this button. We have this one keychain from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when I went there with my family. And then of course we have a little Bulbasaur. We have a little Bulbasaur that goes with everywhere with me. And then we have another patch that says "emotional support." This one was extra hard because this part right here I didn't sew all the way down. So the very first time I wore this, because I just like sewed along here and was like, okay, it's good. It was not good. The very first time I wore this, it scratched the hell out of my arm. So I had to take it off and I couldn't wear it. So then I just sewed this part down like really finely with like embroidery thread. And then we have a little polyamorous pride flag heart pin. And we have a little Chansey pin that I made out of a Chansey coin. We have this button right here that I've had for a while. I don't remember where I got it. Might have been from Hot Topic, I don't remember. But it's like a little bowl of alphabet soup, and it says "Eat all body shamers." We have this pin that I got at the Van Gogh experience years ago. Um, that was such like an amazing thing to go to. It was so fucking fun. Um, we have a giant Rhea Ripley button that I bought from Hot Topic. Because I bought it like during Pride Month, and I think I was with my friend Milo, and I said, I'm just gonna put this on my jacket for Pride, and I'm not gonna explain why. And then we have a teeny tiny button right here of Dolly Parton that I got. I also got this one at a crow party. And then obviously we got the studs along here. A couple of them have unfortunately fallen off. Well, I say a couple. It's really just this one. This one fell off. And I just couldn't get a stud in right here because of the metal from the button. So I gotta fix that. They're not all, like, entirely even, but, like, it doesn't really matter. These are super fun to do, though. Because, like, I just literally just laid this down on the ground and just, like, punched them in through the denim, and it was really fun. But yeah, this was my very first embroidery project ever. I knew nothing about embroidery before I made this. I learned everything on the fly. Because when I found this jacket at Goodwill, and I was like, I want to make a battle jacket. I loved making my other jacket, my other jean jacket that I have. So I want to do another. Oh my god, I almost forgot. I have this little embroidered patch that I made of my fursona. Her name's Dee Dee, and I love her with all my heart. Oh yeah, and then I forgot to show you, we have this pocket too. That's the lesbian flag. The two oranges that I picked out are very similar shades, so you can't really see like the color change, but with the other ones you can. I really like this pink, and I really want to find another use for it. But yeah, those are the last things. Is my cat screaming at me? Or is that the music? I think that's the music. Yeah, but there we go. my little pouch of my fursona. I love Dee Dee so much. Okay, but now that I'm done showing this off, I'm sorry, I'm just really excited about this. I worked really hard on it, and I don't really get to show it off that much. So I'm gonna brag about it while I can. But now that we're done with that, we can get on to the actual topic of the stream, which is embroidering. As you can see, I've already started a piece. I started this when I was in a bad mood last week, I think it was. And, the thread kept, like, knotting and stuff. Like, you can see right here, there's a big knot. The thread just kept knotting and pissing me off, and I just got even angrier, so I just decided to wait for another day. I am fully aware that this is very small for this hoop, but unfortunately I cannot find hoops smaller than this, so I think I might be able to fit another one on here, so I might make a second one. I don't know. I don't know, it depends on how I feel. I might see if I can try and make a master ball. No, I don't think a master ball will really translate well with this. So yeah, I guess I'll just probably make a second Pokeball. As you can see, I have my little design up right here. Scoot this over a bit. There's a rubber on the bottom, so I can't really see it. Also, there's my chat. Hi, chat. But I have my little design right here. I also... What am I doing? There we go. I also have a couple other designs. We've got a Junimo and we've got Bulbasaur that we might get to depending on how things go, because I really want to make Bulbasaur. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Move this over again. I was gonna have my laptop right here, but unfortunately this... Hello? Unfortunately, this laptop stand can't actually handle the weight of a laptop. Even my new, like, lighter one, that's like half the weight of my old one, it can't handle it. It just, like, slowly sinks down. So anyway, why don't we finally get on to the fucking embroidery? I need to adjust myself. Ugh. Hold on. My chair is kind of high for this part of my desk, but that's fine. Do you like the knuckle cracking ASMR? So we're just gonna hop on into this. I should do the gray first. That sounds like a good idea. I guess I have to use that. I think that's my only gray. No, I have a dark gray. I have more embroidery thread than this. I have... Hold on, I should probably put this on here, my little bowl that I've commandeered for scraps. I have this giant thing of embroidery thread, because I have this little case, and then I have like so much more in here. You can see the little Lenny that I was gonna make. I have a shit ton in here, because initially I just bought like a couple things of embroidery thread of like DMC embroidery thread, because that's like, you know, the good stuff. And then I found a big bag of Iris brand embroidery thread at Goodwill, so I bought that, so I had a shit ton. And then a friend of mine was like, hey, my ex left this at my house, like, left all this embroidery thread at my house, do you want it? And I was like, hell yeah, I want it. So I don't think I'm gonna need to go shopping for embroidery thread for like maybe a few years, if that. Anyway, let's actually start on this, why don't we? Yeah, come on. Work with me here. There we go. Also, do you guys like my scissors? They're so cute. They were called peacock scissors. I don't know. I didn't like the other embroidery scissors that Michael's had, so this can go in here because I'm not using that color anymore. Hold on. I also have my little sewing tomato here that has unfortunately seen some shit because my cat loves eating this and trying to eat the needles in this, and that is very, very no bueno, because she is just apparently a seamstress's nightmare. She has an obsession with string, and she has an obsession with needles, apparently. I have had to pull like upwards of 5 feet out of string and yarn out of my cat's mouth several times. Like full on swallowed down the throat, in the stomach, had to pull it out. And so yarn is now banned from our house. If there is any yarn or string, it needs to be covered or put away or in a space where she cannot get to it. I just realized the camera might be up a little too high. I don't know if I can bring it down anymore. Oh, I can. It's gonna be kind of in my face, but that's fine. But we're gonna... This is gonna be... I'm realizing this is gonna be difficult to do, because usually I have like a bright ass light shining up from under it so I can actually like see through the holes. But that would like absolutely destroy the video quality, so I'm just gonna have to do this with a very weird posture. And also struggle a lot. Why did I start with this corner? I'm not gonna be able to do the others. That's fine. I kinda... What the hell's going on? Okay, the back's already a nightmare. We're just gonna have to be a piece of that. I kinda wanna get a little, embroidery stand thing but I just feel like I don't really need that right now, considering I don't really embroider and or cross stitch a lot. What the hell? Hold on, I'm gonna try and adjust this camera angle a little bit just so I can sit more comfortably while I do this and you guys can actually see what I'm doing. This is a little better. Right here. There we go. Yeah. And then this little square right here. I'm sure there's different ways you're supposed to like actually follow patterns, but literally what I just do is I just have like a little pixel art thing up and I just like cross out. I just cross out what ones I've done. Like, hold on, where's my phone? I can show you guys. I also do it on my phone sometimes too, because I don't always have my tablet. I try to always have my tablet, but you know, sometimes it's just not charged. So like, you can see like, I literally just cross out what pixels I've done, so like I can follow the pattern a little more accurately. And there's the Junimo I was gonna make, and then I got bored. I literally just cross. I'm sure that's technically not how you're supposed to do it, but that's how my brain, that's the best way for my brain to follow along, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Oh my god, hold on. Hold the phone. There we go. Okay, that one's done. Nope. There we go. Also, if any of you are curious, like how I know how to cross stitch, my grandma taught me how to cross stitch once when I was 8 years old, and I made one piece that was like just like yarn with like a plastic grid. I made one piece. Actually, I didn't even make the full thing. I just like did a couple stitches and was like, my brain can't wrap around this, so I'm just gonna stop doing it. And then I never cross-stitched again. And then in recent months, I guess did I start last year? Maybe I started last year, like late last year. I can't quite remember. But I've just always had this weird thing where like I love doing things with needle and thread. Like I will take any single time I get like a tear or a hole in a piece of clothing, I like fucking jump at the chance to sew that bitch up. Do I know how to sew? Like, have I ever been actually taught? Absolutely the fuck not. My grandma on my mom's side is a seamstress, and like she runs her own shop. And she's been promising me since I was a little kid, one day I'm gonna teach you how to sew, and she has yet to make good on that promise. I am 21 now. So I just, like, oh, why'd I do that? It's fine. I bugged her all the time when I was a kid to teach me how to sew and, like, teach me how to use a sewing machine and all this stuff. And she was like, yeah, I'll teach you, and then she never did. So eventually I was like, okay, I'm gonna just teach myself. I'll figure it out myself. And so I did. Does that mean I'm any good at it? Absolutely the fuck not. I have to re-stitch my comforter because... Hello? Where's my needle? There's my needle. Because there's a giant hole I accidentally put in my comforter that I stitched up initially, but then I fucked up on finishing the stitch. And I was like, yeah, that's definitely gonna come out, but I'm gonna worry about that when the stitching comes out. And it's come out again, so I gotta fix it. Heck is this? Team Rocket. Oh, from Red and Blue. That's why. By the way, if you're curious, this is a Pokemon playlist, so in case you're like, this sounds vaguely familiar, it's because it's Pokemon music. Because we're cross-stitching a Pokeball. I was saying something earlier and now I don't remember. I was gonna say something earlier and now I don't remember what it was. I don't remember. That's... No, come on. There we go. I'm also probably doing this in a way that is like making every single like, I don't know, professional cross-stitcher die inside, but hey! I don't actually know how to do this. I'm learning as I go, so I just take immense joy in it. It's very nice and the things I make are very cute. Oh yeah, I was saying how like I have a weird fixation with like needle and thread. I love doing shit with needle and thread. And for the longest time I like the only time I ever actually like used a needle and thread for anything was if like something like if my clothes ripped or something. And then last year I was like, okay, because I was talking with my therapist about how like, you know, I don't really have a lot of hobbies that I partake in or whatever, and like she and I were like figuring out how to make my hobbies more accessible to me. Is that right? That's right. Just looks different, but it's fine. Yeah, but we were like figuring out how to make my hobbies a little more accessible to me, and just like also figuring out new hobbies. Because when she asked me about like what kind of hobbies I like, I apparently went on like a solid minute-long tangent about how I like making things. Like, I like having a physical product that I can hold. And she said that I apparently got like really smiley and excited while I was on my rant. I should do the white next. Yeah, I should do the white next. Okay. And so I was like, okay, like, I like physical hobbies. I like having a physical product that I can hold. And I was thinking like, oh, well, I really like doing stuff with needle and thread. Why don't I try embroidery? And so I looked up a bunch of videos on embroidery and stuff. And eventually I actually started doing it when I was making that battle jacket that I showed you guys. And I was like, oh, this is really fucking fun. I really like this. Do I remember what needle I was using? This one. But I was like, this is really fucking fun. I really like this. I want to make more stuff like this. Where was I going with this? I don't know. But, like, I started making more embroidery stuff. I haven't made a lot of embroidery stuff because, haha, decision fatigue. Once again, I forgot where I was going with this. I have forgotten where I was going with my rambling. Oh my god. But yeah, I started embroidery because I like doing things with needle and thread for some reason. I don't fully know why. little, I want to say like not even a month ago, like a couple weeks ago, I was like, oh, what if I try cross-stitching? Like, making cute little pixel art. Because, like, I like to making Minecraft... Uh-oh. Okay, we're fine. Oh, nope, not fine. It's not. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, we're fine! Crisis averted. But I was like, hey, why don't I try cross-stitching? Like, it looks really simple. And, like, I loved making, like, pixel art when I was a kid. So, like, why don't I try, like, making pixel art with cross-stitching? And I like it a lot more than just, like, plain old embroidery. Because, like, with plain old embroidery, there's a lot of decisions to make. And there's a lot of, like... I don't know how to describe it, but... Hold on. Bot in the chat. Bop. There we go. I'm not gonna pay for viewers, thank you. But, like, I don't know how to describe it. There's just, like... There's just too many decisions to make when it comes to embroidery, and there's way too much room for mistakes and for things to look bad. But cross-stitching is just, like, so much more simpler to me. I don't know, maybe it's just, like, the fact that it's, like, oh my god. It's just, like, you know, pixel stuff. It's essentially just, like, handmade pixel art. But it's just so much more fun. And the stuff just looks so much cuter. Like, this little Kuchi-Pachi that I made. First of all, best Tamagotchi character. Second of all, my boy, my favorite son, look at him. This was so fun to make, and he's so cute, and I'm so proud of him. And eventually I'll get off my ass and turn him into a patch. And, like, look at this ditto. Like, it's all just so fucking cute. It's so cute, and it's so wholesome, and I love it just so much. And I very greatly prefer cross-stitching over just plain old embroidery. Just... Hold on. One of my X's looked really weird, but it's fine. It's fine because I say it's fine, therefore it's fine. But, like, am I never going to embroider something, like, classically embroider something ever again? No, like, I still enjoy embroidery, it's just cross-stitching just looks cuter to me. And it's so much more simple. There's just a lot less decisions to be made. Because with, like, embroidery, it's like, okay, what do I want to make? Like, do I want to make a patch? Do I want to make, like, a big piece? Like, what do I want to do? Okay, what colors do I use? Okay, what stitch do I use? Okay, how am I gonna make this? With cross-stitching, it's just like, what do you want to make? Like, I know I can... It's this... Words are hard right now. With cross-stitching, it's just like, okay, what do you want to make? Do you want to make a big piece or do you want to make a patch? You want to pick a patch? Okay. Find a silly little pixel guy online and make that. Boom! Also, I know that I am moving this around a lot during stream, and I apologize. I'm just like, I'm trying to figure out a way to hold it that's both comfortable for me, but also, like, you guys can see what I'm doing. I can already tell my back is gonna hurt like a bitch after this stream. I also... Hold on, that's not a hole. That's what she said. Sure, that's good enough. I'm gonna call myself out a little bit here. Some of y'all might judge me for this, and it is perfectly valid. But, my favorite hobby is, god damn it. My favorite hobby is sitting down and listening to boyfriend ASMR videos while embroidering. And, TBH, y'all are perfectly valid to judge me for that. I know, boyfriend ASMR audios can be, like, really... They can be something! Like, you think I don't know that some boyfriend ASMR audios are cringy? I'm the one who's actually listening to them. I am perfectly aware that some of them are really weird. Actually, when I was sitting down to do this guy, I was sat on our back porch, just like sitting, listening to the audio while I get some sunlight, and I found what I thought was going to be this really cute ASMR audio. It was a, like, you're a psychic and you're a superhero, and you go to the villain who's also a psychic for help, like learning to control your powers and stuff. And I thought it was gonna be like a super cute enemies to lovers type scenario, and like at some point he like saves you after you pass out after a battle and like patches you up and stuff, and it was super cute. And then all of a sudden it just turned into like this mental domination, taking over your mind, brainwashing you, turning you into a mindless puppet thing. And I was like, okay, cool, so this was not tagged properly at all, and now I feel icky. So, you know, I am aware of how some ASMR artists are. Is that all the way? Hold on. Yes, that's all the way. Okay, now we just gotta fill all this, almost all of this with red. But like, I am perfectly aware of how some ASMR artists are. My favorite ASMR artist that I have found so far is this person named Pace ASMR. I love his stuff. I specifically love his Uno, his Uno, audios, which, in case you are unaware, his character Uno is your bully boyfriend. Yes, I am aware that is the cringiest thing I could possibly say, is that I listen to bully boyfriend tsundere ASMR audios. I am aware. But to be cringe is to be free. And I am free. Come here. What do we think of this red? We fucking with this red? I'm not fucking with this red. I have a really nice red. Hold on. Let me go digging for it. I have a really nice red somewhere. Don't mind the chaos that is this. This one. DMC 666. Because of course the red is 666. This is the color that I used for the little pentagram and demon wings on my jacket. Also, before y'all judge me for using cardboard as like one of these things, I'm a bitch on a budget. And I physically cannot allow myself to just go out and buy literal pieces of cardboard when I can just when I can just cut up an old box and use that instead. Start at the top. What song is this? Gym Leader Battle Remix. like I have something stuck in my throat. It's not fun. Now y'all will be able to see it a little better now that I'm filling it in with red and not like gray and white. This is my favorite part of like making cross stitch stuff, is just filling it in with color. It's like, I just turn my brain off. I don't have to think about things. I don't have to think about pixels and whether it looks right. Just fill it with color. Oh my god, have you guys seen that Spirit Halloween is open? I stopped at my local Spirit earlier today. I really loved, what was the name of the animatronic? It was like Bend Back Bonnie or something? That like fuck ass animatronic that just like bends over backwards. That thing was sick as hell. I loved that thing. I also really liked the grandma one where like her neck turns. That one was sick as hell too. And the scarecrow. That one, that fucking scarecrow. Wood. Next question. My wire just jump scared me. Thanks, camera. Come on. That's not even close. I don't know if anyone else does this whenever they go to Spirit, but like my very first Spirit purchase of the year, I always get one of the Spirit of the Children bracelets. Like I got one today. And I don't know why, I've just decided that I'm collecting those. I just love I love donating enough to put my name on a sticker on the wall. It's just, there's something very satisfying about it. It also helps that my name is like kind of unique, so it doesn't get like, my name and my signature is kind of unique, so it doesn't get buried. Why did I do that? Why did I start at the bottom? I can't start at the bottom. But yes, I was saying, as I was saying, it helps that my name and my signature is kind of unique, so like it's easier for me to spot. Because you know my name is Hex, so I sign with a pentagram. I like do like my, actually I can show you guys, because I made a little stamp of my name. See? It's a little pentagram. It says Hex and it's a little pentagram. I made a little stamp on Procreate so I could stamp my art with it. And it's the cutest fucking thing I have ever made. I guess I don't need my thing now because I'm just filling it with red, but you never know. I also saw the little, at Spirit, I saw the little Ratman animatronic. And I don't know, I have mixed feelings about it. I felt like it could be scarier. Also, I didn't know that their like theme this year was like the subway. I don't know why they picked the subway of all things. I mean, I've never been on a subway, so I don't know if it's like scary or not, but I've never been on a train before, actually. I have been dying to take the Amtrak from my local town to Chicago. But I've never had the time or the money to do that. Because what I really wanted to do this summer was I wanted to take the Amtrak to Chicago to go to the to Sheds Aquarium. But unfortunately I couldn't really find anyone who wanted to go with me. And also it was almost an hour walk from the station to Sheds. And I'd rather walk than pay for an Uber. I do not want to pay for a 10-minute Uber. Come on. So I never ended up going to Sheds. I am gonna see if I can go to an amusement park. There's an amusement park like a couple hours from me, and I really want to go because I've been watching a lot of amusement park videos, and I love amusement parks. I love roller coasters. I love it all. Fun fact actually, I used to be terrified of roller coasters. Because one, just roller coasters in general, and two, my paranoia will always be like, the second you get on, it is going to break down and you are going to die. But I've watched, ironically, watching a lot of, like, ride breakdown videos, like stories about tragic ride accidents, was one of the things that, was one of the things that helped me overcome my fear, but also, genuinely, exposure therapy. Like, I downloaded this, like, free roller coaster VR game, because I have a VR headset, and I played the hell out of that, and it just, like, genuinely, the exposure therapy helped so much, because 2 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago. Because every year on Thanksgiving, my family goes down to Florida to visit my grandpa. And last year we went to... Not last year, several years ago. But... what the fuck was it? It wasn't Disney. It was the zoo... It wasn't Disney's Animal Kingdom, it was the zoo... amusement park crossover. What the fuck was it? That's gonna bother me now. What the fuck was it? Something Gardens. Florida Zoo amusement park. Busch Gardens! That's it! It was Busch Gardens Tampa. We went to Busch Gardens Tampa, and when we got there, I was like, I'm going on roller coasters. I want to go on a roller coaster. I'm going on roller coasters. And so I dragged my dad onto a couple of roller coasters, because I didn't want to go alone, and my mom and my brother definitely were not doing that. And it was genuinely so fun, and I was like, hell yeah, I've cured my fear of roller coasters. Now I crave the adrenaline. I crave roller coasters. And I really want to go on a roller coaster. There's one roller coaster I went on as a kid to my local amusement park. I can't remember what it's called. It was like Falcon something, I think. And I really liked it. I really liked it the first time. Like, was I absolutely terrified during it? Yes. But after I got off and like I was okay and on land, was I like, that was the sickest thing I've ever done? Yes. But then the second time I went on it, like a year later, I think it was, I was terrified the entire time and I didn't like it. And I was so bummed. 'Cause I fucked up one of my squares. I just did one over. I didn't finish the. Oh, god damn it. I didn't finish the X. There. Now it's better. You can't tell at all because this is too blurry, but it's fine. This camera wasn't made for close-ups. Yeah, but as I was saying, growing up, I was in Girl Scouts. My mom was actually our troop leader. And every year, like, you know, around, like, cookie selling time, if we sold, like, X amount of boxes, we were allowed to pick, like, one big day trip for all of us to go on. And, like, I don't remember how many years I did Girl Scouts. I can't remember. But every year except 1 year, we went to that amusement park. Every year. Except 1 year when we went to a, like, local entertainment center. Um, come on. It's like, it was like Dave and Buster's, but like it has like more like rides and stuff, like rides like they had at the time. They had, what the hell is going on with my string? I think my string is fucking itself up. Oh yeah, my string is fucking itself up. You see that? You see that fuck ass loop? Oh god damn it. Hold on, we'll finish this X. But like at the time they just had go-karts. They had go-karts, they had bumper cars, they had like a ropes course, laser tag, and hold on, try to plug this down. Ooh! I love this song. I love Lavender Town's theme. They had ropes course, laser tag, go-karts, bumper cars. They had indoor and outdoor go-karts. They had a mini golf course, and they had these like water bumper cars that I went on once, where like it's little boats like in the water, and like you bump into people and like you spray them and stuff. The one year we went, this one girl, Bailey, I think her name was, had broken her arm. So it was in a cast. Or I don't think she broke her arm. I think she sprained it or something. I don't remember. All I remember is that it was in a cast, and she couldn't do like 90% of the things that was there. Like literally all she could do was play games. And I remember she was just so miserable. Like they wouldn't even let her do like laser tag because of the cast. And she was just so miserable. And then we never went to that place again. Ah! My thing. Hello? There. Jesus Christ. There we go. Before I start again, I'm gonna get a sip. Hold on. I'm starting to realize my choice of beverage for this evening might not have been that good, because this is my choice of beverage. It's a half gallon of Dutch chocolate milk. And I'm realizing this might not have been a great idea, because one, milk just kind of like, I don't know, mucks up your mouth or whatever, so like you just can't really talk that well. But also two, I genuinely might have some variety of lactose intolerance. It's nothing like confirmed, like obviously I haven't talked to a doctor about it or anything. It's just like, you know, sometimes if I drink a little too much milk, my tummy doesn't hurt, but like my bowels fucking hate me. There's way more information than any of you have ever needed, and I'm so very sorry. Where's the hole? There it is. Make sure I don't accidentally embroider over the little shine thing. This part. And the string is sticking out, because of course it is. Remember, I am not a professional at this at all. Hold on. It's like stick it out a bit. this? I don't even know how to pronounce that, so I am assuming it's an lowland city, just based off the name. Is that in the right spot? Yeah, that's in the right spot. It just didn't look right. Oh my god. I really want to make a little blissy patch, but I don't know how well that's gonna go over, because I don't know how many colors that's gonna be. Because like technically I was supposed to use a couple more colors on this ditto, but I was just like, yeah, I just want a solid ditto. I don't want it to be like highlighted or anything. Kuchibachi was simple because he's just 2 colors. Like he doesn't have like any highlights or anything. At the very least on the picture that I use as a reference. I really don't know what it is about me and just like loving hobbies that involve making pixel art. Because like obviously this cross stitching, and then also like perler bead art when I was a kid. I really like making like rave candy. Have I ever been to a rave? No. Do I love making rave candy? Yes. Because it's cute and it's fun. Even though I don't really wear it a lot nowadays because overstimulation. Keep grabbing thread on the back. I saw this one embroidery technique, not necessarily cross-stitching, but this one embroidery technique to like make like fluff, where you like just leave a little bit of the thread poking out and you just like do a shit ton of that and like you cut the loops and like you make fluff. I really want to make a little Eevee and make like a really fluffy like mane neck floof around it. I think that'd be cute. Eevee or Flareon. That's not the right hole. Either or. I have a embroidery app. What's it called? I have Stitchly. And I've tried using that, but I can't really wrap my head around it. And also just a lot of the features are, like a lot of fucking apps, a lot of features are hidden behind a paywall. I tried making a little pattern for Lenny. Lenny, that little guy right there. Boop. But he just has some of the details are just a little too fine to do like a tiny one like this. So I'd have to do like a bigger project. One idea I had today while I was just like skirting around town is I really want to make, because I have like a bigger hoop than this, I really want to make that one like Undertale text box that's like despite everything it's still you. And I also really want to make the but it refused little text box thing. I should also just make some Undertale stuff in general. Oh my god, where is my needle? There it is, Jesus Christ. I could probably make a sans to harass my friends and my partner. Cause oh my god, a little while ago I made a bunch of rave candy dicks. And I made a sans one, and I made it like twice as long as all the other ones, and it was like light blue. Cause I have like the regular beads, and you make the regular candy dick, but I also have like these hearts that I flip upside down to make it the tip. And I was looking at the color of hearts that I have, because I was like, oh, I really only have one, like, actually I don't even have any skin tone hearts, but I had like a pink one that I used on a couple. And I was like, oh, what colors do I have? Like, what other ones I can make? And I saw the blue one and I was like, sands. Yeah, so now I am the proud owner of a Sans. I'm now the proud owner of a Sans candy dick. Oh shit, I missed a square. Hold on, I gotta go back for it. Ah, got it. God, this thing looks like a nightmare. Like, from far away it looks nice. Up close, this thing looks like a nightmare. This is the last square. I'm so excited. And boop, that's the last one. I don't really have anything to tie this down to. Hold on. I'm sure this is also not how you're supposed to, like, finish the back or whatever. But I don't care. Fun fact. Just don't give a shit. There we go. It doesn't really matter anyway, because this is going to get glued and sewn down and made into a patch. Look at it! Ah, it's a little Pokeball! It's so cute! Like, up close, when you really look at the squares, they're a fucking nightmare. But, like, from far away, it's cute, right? It's cute. I don't feel like making a second one, so I don't know. Do we think Bulbasaur would fit? Hold on. The longest way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I don't know if that fit. Maybe it would, but like, I don't care. I don't care about wasting this fabric. It's literally like dime a dozen. Also, if I do care about wasting it, I'm never going to fucking use it. So, we have our little Pokeball. Granted, this also was not what I was originally going to make. I was originally going to make a Junimo. But I just got really frustrated with the design really fucking fast, so I just quit. And I was like, I want to make something simpler. So I started making a Pokeball, but then like the thread was pissing me off, so I was like, fuck this, I'm done for the day. I'm gonna go read fanfiction. Just gonna do a very rough cutout first. So we're just gonna go back in and very carefully cut it. Pokeball. Pokeball. Bop. This is gonna go in the food bowl that I have commandeered. Okay. Now the question is, do we want to make a Bulbasaur, or I kind of want to make something Minecraft? What do we think? What do we feel in? Cause I'm kind of feeling Minecraft, not gonna lie. What if I just look up Minecraft perler bead art? maybe not Minecraft. Minecraft would be really complicated. Not complicated, just there's a lot of colors involved. I mean, of course, my gut reaction is to do an Enderman, because I love Enderman. But also that'd be kind of boring, because that's just black and purple. I don't know, what do we think? Not a villager, because I don't think I have the right colors for that. This is the part where my indecisiveness kicks in. Enjoy the free knuckle cracking ASMR, cause my knuckles. Yep, my throat is all gunked up from my fucking chalky milk. Time to down some more. Maybe we'll just do Bulbasaur. Let's listen to my gut reaction. Yeah. We'll just do Bulbasaur. Which means I need fabric. Before you'll ask and or judge me, yes, I do this in a barbaric way. Welcome to me. Not gonna use my nice embroidery scissors though for this one. We're gonna use actual scissors. Once again, I'm not worried about wasting this because if I get worried about wasting it, it's never gonna get used. That's something I'm trying to get over, is not using anything that I have because I'm scared of wasting it, because then I'll have to replace it. Because nothing got replaced when I was a kid. Gosh. How long have I been wearing this binder? How long are you allowed to wear a binder? Is it 6 or 8 hours? I think it's 8 hours. What time is it? Okay, I'm good for another hour. That's fine. Okay. Very first thing is the outline. Hello? Here we go. Get in there. Just realized I never put the weight away. That's fine. shorter than I thought it would be. Okay. Anyway, I'm on a new layer. Yes, we're gonna start with the very top. We're gonna have this way, sure. So the very first, oh my god. Very first stitch. Right here. This one might be a little more satisfying for you guys because you actually be able to see it from start to finish. Do I actually trace out or draw or actually plan where everything's gonna be? Nope! I just pick a spot and hope for the best. Stitch number 1. Only 3,000 to go. Is this on? It's not super tight, but tight enough. There's a joke there, but I'm not gonna make it. 'Cause I'm better than that. I say as if people can't fucking look up the Phasmophobia stream I did. Come on. This is pissing me off. What song is this? Reversal Mountain cover. No clue what that is. Sorry guys, I'm a fake Pokemon fan. I've only ever played... What ones have I played? I've played... My very first actual playthrough of a Pokemon game was Pokemon Scarlet. Very first game I actually played. I tried to play... Silver. Was it Silver? I think it was, I can't remember. I think it was Silver. But yeah, I tried to play Silver, but it was my brother's copy, and he was like in the middle of the game, and I had no idea what was going on or how to play the game. So I was like, I'm bored. I'm gonna go play a game that I know. That was also when I was like 8, so, and you know, dumb as fuck and bad at games. As if I'm not that way now, but, you know, worse. That's fine. But the very first game Pokemon game I actually played was Scarlet. Which is still one of my favorite games. I love Scarlet. I don't fucking care what people say about Scarlet. It's great. I love it. I love the characters. I love the story. I love everything. I especially love some of the Gen 9 Pokemon. Like, Tinkaton? Tinkaton has my whole ass heart. I am 1000% getting a tattoo of Tinkaton. But then I also played... I've played Brilliant Diamond. Didn't like that one as much. Yeah, I didn't really like it as much. Mostly because I get very emotionally attached to my Pokemon. So, like, I love when they add functions that just lets me love on them. And Brilliant Diamond doesn't really have that outside of, like, the whatever competitions, but I wasn't really interested in those. I'm holding my needle in a really weird way right now, and I apologize for that. And then I am currently playing through Shield right now. I haven't touched it in a hot second because I haven't really felt like playing actual like Pokemon games. Oh no. Okay, we're fine. But I got up. Oh, excuse me, goodness. I got up to the Elite Four fight, and then, you know, Rose, interrupted my battle with Leon and stuff, so I gotta go save the world, I guess. One small thing about Shield that I really like, that's like a little detail that I haven't really seen anyone talk about. is how like Sonia and Leon and like all the adults like do their damnedest to let the kids be kids. Like they do their best not to like make the um they try their words. They try their best not to like force the kids, aka Hop and the main character that you play as. They try to make them like not shoulder like all the adult burdens, and like anytime like they get close to like asking about things, they're just like, oh, don't worry about it, like it's fine, it's whatever. Like that's one very small thing that I really appreciate, because there's so many games where it's just like, oh, you're 12 years old and just got your first Pokemon. Okay, well here's the weight of the world while you're at it. I will say the only thing I didn't necessarily dislike this about Scarlet. It was just kind of like I get overly emotionally attached to things, is in the Scarlet Violet DLC with Kieran, how he's constantly like, oh, I'm not as good as you. I'm okay. It's fine. Just checking to make sure this will fit. But where Kieran's constantly like, "Oh, I'm not as good as you. I'm not a good trainer because I'm not as good as you. Like, why are you so good? Why does everyone like you? Like, my brother in Christ. Do you think I defeated the Elite Four by being bad? Like, I know the Scarlet Elite Four is not a good example of that, but like, still." Like, especially me, because, like, as soon as I was done with the story, I fucked off and, like, leveled up all of the Pokemon on my team. I have two different teams, too. I have Team A and Team B, and I leveled up all of those Pokemon to 100. And in Scarlet, I'm also, I currently have 2 playthroughs of Scarlet that well, I guess I don't have, I'm not technically working on one, because I have, like, my original playthrough, where I'm leveling up all of my Pokemon from Brilliant Diamond, actually. Because one, the Elite Four in Brilliant Diamond is pissing me the fuck off, and I've tried it like 10 times, and I cannot win. But also, too, I just want to love on all my Pokemon. But I can't do that in Brilliant Diamond, so... but my second playthrough that I'm working on right now is something I call the Rotom Run, where it's a run I do where I only use Rotoms as my Pokemon. Like, it's just different forms of Rotom. Setting that up was a fucking bitch and a half. Cause, like, as soon as I got out of the tutorial, I bolted it to get my Rotoms. Unfortunately, you know, I had, like, a level 5 Quaxley or whatever, and I was trying to battle and catch, like, level 25 Rotoms. Annoyance number 1. Annoyance number 2 is... I can't remember how it all went exactly. Because, like, I had to... Right, because at the market, you have to beat Coffee? Whatever the, water type gym's leader is. You have to defeat his assistant, in order to talk to him, to learn how the market works, to be able to use the market, to be able to get the Rotom book, which allows you to change the form of Rotoms. So I was getting my fucking ass kicked at that, because, you know, I was trying to use these level 25, level 30, whatever Rotoms that weren't obeying my commands, because I could only like Pokemon up to level 10 would listen to me. And also just this dude, I had just gotten these Rotoms like 10 minutes ago too, so like they weren't trained up and everything. And it was just a bitch and a half to set up, and it was so frustrating. I have yet to actually beat it. I don't remember how far I am in it. I know I've defeated a few gyms. But honestly, it's come on, it's not really that hard. Cause it's not like I'm being restricted to just electric type, because like there's the different Rotom forms. But like it's really not that hard. It's not too terribly much of a challenge. It's just that I don't have anything that's effective against like a couple certain types, like some of the more advanced types. I can't remember what all the names of my Rotoms are, because if I remember correctly, there's Rotom, Roto, Toto, Rotom, Roto, Toto, Tom, and Mike. I think that's all of them. I think that was all of the ones that I had. Because Rotom only has 5 forms, right? I think so. Is that 3? That's 3. Yeah, I haven't really been playing a lot of Pokemon games recently. Come on. I mean, I've been thinking about Pokemon a lot and like been consuming content of it, because I always am. It's a special interest. I have recently been kind of on and off collecting Pokemon cards. I've been trying to collect enough of the Journey Together cards to make an Iono deck, like full of just like exclusively Iono's whatever Pokemon cards. I've got 3 of those cards. Technically 5, because I have Iono's Belly Bolt EX, and then I have like the full art. Ah, damn it. Hold on. I have Iono's Belly Bolt EX. I have 2 Iono's Belly Bolt EX. One of them is just the alt art, and then I think if I remember correctly, I have the full secret whatever art of Iono's Kilowattrel that my lovely partner got for me. Because, you know, they can't stop penguin pebbling. I mean, their name is Crow, so obviously they give me crow gifts. But yeah, I've been kind of on and off collecting Pokemon cards. Just like kind of whenever, 1, I can afford it, 2, I feel like going and getting some. I really want to get the Elite Trainer box, but the price for it just keeps going up. Ow! That went into my skin. Because I really should have just bit the bullet and bought the ETB when it was like $70. Because now it's like, it's $100 fucking dollars. And like, genuinely, why? Why is it $100? Because I thought like everyone was hating on Journey Together, because apparently it's like unscalpable or something. I don't know. God damn it! I fucked it up again. I don't understand the science behind Journey Together being unscalpable. But like, as far as I knew, everyone fucking hated Journey Together and was focusing on the whatever Team Rocket stuff now. So why is it so fucking expensive? Because, like, the packs themselves are cheap, but the ETB is so expensive. I don't know if it's because everyone wants the Ends Zorua card, but, like, it's not even that expensive of a card. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't understand the Pokemon card economy at all, and I don't pretend to. The most I really pay attention is watching the price of one specific card fluctuate, because it's the most expensive card in my collection. It is unfortunately only a $200 card, but last I checked anyway. But it's still one of my rarest cards, and it's my crown jewel. And it is the Gengar. What is it? The Gengar VMAX Gigamantex Secret Full Art. I can pull up a picture. Hold on. Gengar VMAX alt art. Come on. It's this bad boy. The crown jewel of my collection, if you will. I don't know if... Oh. Kinda, sorta. I don't know. You guys can look it up. But it's this one. The Gengar VMAX Gigamantex Secret Alt Art. Or whatever. It is the crown jewel of my collection. It's one of my most expensive cards. And I love it so much, and I'm so proud of it. I have a couple of other, like, rare cards. I mean, obviously, I've been collecting for a couple years now. Granted, my collection is nowhere near my partner's, who has been collecting since they were a literal child. I only, like, full-time started collecting Pokemon cards back in 2021, 2022, somewhere around there. Actually, fun fact, I started collecting Pokemon cards because originally I was just gonna collect the Pokemon Go cards because I really liked Ditto, and I saw that in the Pokemon Go set there was a secret Ditto that you could get that, like, you peeled off the front of the card and there was a Ditto underneath, and I was like, oh, I need that card. Are you fucking kidding me? So I probably spent $300 over the course of a few months trying to find this fucking Ditto. And I did! I have that Ditto! It's one of my most cherished cards. But then after I got it, I just kind of didn't stop collecting. And now here I am, addicted to expensive cardboard. But the Pokemon card economy is just, like, so fucked up sometimes. Because it's, especially, like, websites like TCG Player, where, like, it's surprisingly easy to manipulate the prices of cards and stuff, and, like, prices and stuff are just so fake nowadays. And also, of course, lovely scalpers just taking everything and not leaving anyone anything. Like, these scalpers are fucking like, oh, little Timmy wants a pack of Pokemon cards for his birthday? Pay me $300 for it! Fuck you! That's why nowadays, I shop for Pokemon cards exclusively at, like, independent card shops. Like, I don't buy them from, like, Target, Walmart, anywhere like that. One, just because there's never anything new or interesting there. And two, places like that actually, places like, especially the one near me, the one that I actually went to today to look for cards, have, like, policies and stuff in place to prevent scalping. And, like, yeah, does that sometimes mean it's a little more expensive? Yes. Do I care? No, because, like, they're not getting scalped, and they actually have inventory and stock, and they have things to buy. And also just, I really like them. I've never met the owner, but I've met, like, the store manager of at least one of their locations, because it's, like, it's a chain, but, like, it's a smaller chain, you know? But, like, I've met the store manager, and he's a great guy, and he's also very helpful. I don't like one of their locations because there's a dude there who, like, hardcore judges me every time I go in. Like once I went in to get some magic cards. I know nothing about magic, but I went in to get some magic cards for my partner's birthday because they had they had gotten super into magic, and so I specifically got, because they also have gachapon machines there, like genuine actual gachapon machines. And so I didn't know what pack to pick out. So I was just like, okay, I'll get some tokens for this gachapon machine, and I'm not gonna cut that yet, actually. I'll just get coins for this gachapon machine. That just like gives me the chance of like a random Magic the Gathering pack or like a big box, and like, you know, just get like something random. And I picked one where, like, depending on the color of the chip, you either get a random pack or you get to choose. You get a random pack, you get to choose a premium pack, or like you get like a box of something. And I got the chip color that lets me choose. And so I went up to the counter, I told this dude like, hey, I have like this gachapon coin. And I was going to ask him like, hey, what do you recommend? Like, I don't really know Magic that well, so like, what do you recommend for my partner who like who has like this kind of deck? Instead, he just looked at me, looked at the chip, grabbed the chip, walked off, grabbed a random pack, and basically threw it at me. And I was like, okay, thanks, asshole. And I'm also pretty sure he hardcore lowballed me on some Pokemon cards that I sold them. So, fun fact, he is now my mortal enemy. I hate him and refuse to be served by him. There's also this girl there that I really like. She's really cute, and she's also really nice, and she helps me out like with all my questions and stuff. So I like her. She's very nice. I just don't like the other guy. Unfortunately, there seems to be 3 employees there. The girl, the guy, and the manager. So they also have another location that I like a little better, because 1, it's just bigger and like they have more stock, and 2, there's more than 3 employees there. But also the employees there are just so much nicer too. So usually if I can, I go to that one, but like, you know, that square looks fucked up. But it's a little bit further of a drive. So it's also in a dangerous area. It's not like high crime rate dangerous. It's like there's a lot of places around there that I impulse spend money at a lot. And it's already bad enough being a fucking card shop. I almost went to that location today, but I was like, I don't feel like driving that far, so I'm just gonna go to the closer one. Because I needed to get some sleeves for a Pokemon deck, and also I just wanted to look to see if they had any good cards that I wanted to add to that deck. And they unfortunately didn't, so I didn't buy any cards today. Sad. Because the other day last week, good God, I don't know why I can't finish my sentences. The other day last week, I was at Goodwill, and I found someone had donated a bunch of Pokemon tins, and I found this really cool Lunala tin. So, of course, I snatched that bitch up immediately, because it was $3. And I was like, okay, cool, I have this tin, and I really want to make a new deck, because I, like, finally finished working on my pink and white deck. So I was like, okay, what kind of deck do I want to make? And I was like, I want to make a Psychic Dark deck. So I did, and I put it in that Lunala tin. And of fucking course, Lunala is in it. I took my one and only Lunala card out of my binder and put it in that deck. I actually literally just finished up that deck before stream today. It's not like 100% finished, because like I've yet to play it and like finagling and stuff, but like I finished putting the basics together. I sleeved it. I threw the only extra like coin that I had in there. I threw like some special condition things in there. Alright. I can't stitch up. I gotta do a weird back and forth thing just because like how I do it. I love making Pokemon decks. I really wish I could play them more often. I fucked it up. God damn it, I fucked it up! I fucked it up. I always do this. Sorry, my headphones hit the camera. Oh, this is a lo-fi remix. I was wondering why I was suddenly hearing Bard's song. Wait, that's not the one I want to be doing. I want this one. What am I doing? Am I stupid? Don't answer that question. I already know the answer. Very gently pull that out. Damn, I've already been streaming for almost 2 hours. We're gonna see if I can finish this Bulbasaur. I doubt we will, because we're at an hour 43, and I'm maybe halfway done with the outline. Okay. Nope, don't do that again. Do it the right way, dingus. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Something about Pokemon decks. Oh yeah, how I wish like I could play Pokemon more. But unfortunately, the only person that I play with is my partner, and they're an hour drive away from me. I tried forcing my friend Milo to, okay, I say tried. I did force him to learn how to play the Pokemon TCG. They made a deck. I have it, because they didn't take it with them. But I doubt they find enjoyment in it, so I don't bother them to play with me. I need to get a new, I want to get a new map for one of my decks. Because I made this one deck. Hello? I had more thread than that. Okay, apparently it doesn't want to go with. I made this one deck recently that I absolutely love. I love it to death. It's a deck that is full of exclusively pink and white Pokemon. Originally it was just gonna be like a straight fairy type deck, but I couldn't really find any fairy type cards that I liked. So it's just like a pink and white deck. I'm so sad I couldn't put Lopunny in it, because I really wanted to put Lopunny in a deck, because I love Lopunny. Not in a Gooner way. I just like Lopunny. I like my Lopunny, specifically. Is that a weird thing? Does anyone else feel like that? Like, there's certain Pokemon where you're like, I don't like the Pokemon as a whole. I love my Pokemon. Because, like, for me, that's Lopunny and Lucario. I love my Lopunny and my Lucario. I have a Lopunny in Brilliant Diamond named Chiquita. And I have both a Lucario in Scarlet and Brilliant Diamond. The one in Scarlet is named Prince, and the one in Brilliant Diamond is Duke. And I love them with all of my heart. I have a Lucario plushie, and his name is Prince. And I have just decided that he is the exact Lucario from Scarlet. I don't know, is that a thing with anyone else, or am I just weird? I mean, we've been new on the I'm weird part, but like, you know what I mean. My thread! I really hope I don't like skim through the VOD of this and it's just like, oh hey, you guys couldn't see what I'm doing 90% of the time. I mean, I know you guys can't see like super up close because this camera just does not handle macro at all, but you are testing my patience. Also, I gotta ask, does anyone else's favorite Pokemon like fluctuate a lot? Like, I know for a fact that like is that 3? That's 3. My all-time favorite Pokemon will always be a tie between Jolteon and Ditto. Like, nothing is ever gonna change that. If you ask me what my favorite Pokemon is, I'm going to say either Jolteon or Ditto. But like, my top 5 fluctuates a lot. Like, recently, like, Blissey's been getting up there. Like, Blissey is getting pretty close to number 2. Come on. Because, of course, me, the mentally ill bitch, loves the fucking nurse Pokemon. Or the egg Pokemon. I don't know. Is Chansey called the nurse Pokemon? Probably not. I'm pretty sure it's Happiny that's the egg Pokemon. Because, like, I used to not really like Chansey that much. Like, I didn't hate Chansey, but I was just like, oh yeah, it's Chansey. But, like, recently, not even Chansey. Recently, it's been Blissey. Specifically Blissey. That's another thing, too. Does anyone else, like, you like a certain... Or, like, how do I describe it? Like... Wow, words. My brain is melted from talking so fucking much. But, like, you dislike certain Pokemon in, like, evolution lines. Like, great example. The fucking... There goes my light. The Quackavall line, right? I love Quaxley. Love, 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 love Quaxley. I love Quackavall. Absolutely fucking love Quackavall. I fucking hate Quaxwell. His design pisses me off. He's boring, and I don't like him. I do not like Quaxwell. Fucking hate Quaxwell. Another Pokemon that always kind of like fluctuates like in my favorites, like it's constantly in my favorites, but is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's right. It always is in my favorites. It's like its spot kind of fluctuates. Is Rotom. I love Rotom. I mean, obviously, I love Rotom. I have a whole ass run on Pokemon. That's where I use literally just Rotoms. And I have a special card binder just for Rotom cards. And I searched for this fucker for like over a year. I saw this guy once in a store and was like, I don't really have a lot of spare money right now, so I'm not gonna get it. And then I didn't see it again ever. Every time I saw these little Pokemon Lego things, I searched for Rotom and I could not find him. It was actually my partner who found me this one. I just got a random message. Tim Tom. I just got a random message from them one day saying like, hey, by the way, I found like your Rotom Lego. And I was like, do you want me to hit it? No, I didn't actually say that. I mean... Nope, I'm gonna stop that sentence in its tracks. But yeah, it was my partner who found it for me, and I was so freaking happy. And it was also just great timing too, because I wasn't doing well mentally, and like that was a really big pick me up. Come on. There we go. Because I think it was also around my birthday time, and I always just get really depressed around my birthday time. Thanks, ma'am. The back already looks like a nightmare, so I gotta pull this out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wait. Nope, we got it. I got it. Never mind, I'm fine. I couldn't pull the little excess out. We're fine, gamers. Everything's a-okay. Why wouldn't it be? Damn, I went through this thread quick. So glad I go in late tomorrow. My body aches. And also I'm very tired. Cause riddle me this, Batman. My job hired me to be a closer, yet I'm working mostly mornings for the next few weeks. How does that make sense? Same exact thing when I was hired as a closing manager at my last job, but then I worked nothing but fucking opens and mornings for a while. And I'm not talking about the last few days I worked there. Because fun fact, I worked at my last job until they literally went out of business. Not like the whole franchise, but like just our store. Because I worked at this soup place. I'm not going to say the name of it, like just in case. But like it's similar to Panera, but oh. I pulled the thread out, okay. Similar to Panera, but like more soup-centric. And it was in a children's hospital. And you would think a place in a children's hospital would get a lot of business. Nah, dog. Ain't nobody buy our shit. Where is the stitch going? This way. Okay, there we go. Now we can grab more. I'm just gonna grab the rest that's left on this thing. Do we think that's a big enough piece? That's like big enough for a couple squares. I guess. We'll see how far we can get with it. Ow. Yeah, but I worked at a place in the children's food court. Children's hospital food court. And we like never got any business. And for a while I considered quitting just because like it was a really shitty work environment. But then eventually I was like, you know what? No! I'm not quitting. I personally am gonna run this place into the ground. I will be the reason they file for bankruptcy. And wouldn't you fucking know it. Fun fact, I was actually dog sitting at my aunt and uncle's place when Because, first of all, the entire fucking store quit. Like, every single person in this store except me quit. And I remember it vividly. I was chilling on the couch at my aunt and uncle's place when I got the message from the owner saying, hey, stores are going to be closing down at the end of the month because we have no employees, we have no money to pay, or we don't have enough money to hire more employees, and we don't have enough money to stay open. So, we're going to be closing down at the end of the month. Which meant I had to work kind of weird hours. I worked open to close, but it's not as bad as you might think, because our original store hours were we opened at 11:30 and we closed at 8. But once, like, it was just down to me and the owner's niece. Is this right? Yeah, that's right. Our hours went to, I believe it was 10. It was either 10 or 10:30 to 5. And so I worked kind of weird hours for a while. But it was also really nice because that meant I was getting out hours earlier than I usually did. Because, like, yeah, the store closed at 8. I didn't get home until... Where am I going with this? I'm going here with this. Sorry, hold on. But, like, yeah, the store would close at 8. I wouldn't get home until, like, 10. Or I wouldn't even leave the store until 10 p.m. This is not right. Those two. Oh, there's one more X right here. That's right. But with the store closing at 5, and also I went from being a back of house closer to a front of house closer, which meant I had significantly less responsibilities that took significantly less time. I was getting out at like 5:30 every night. And it was great. It was so great. I got so much sleep. I wasn't tired and pissed and soaked in dishwater all the time. And it was great. And if I could have just like stayed like that, working like a 9 to 5, like quite literally a 9 to 5 every single day, I would have stuck with that. I also remember, come on. I was actually at the interview for my current job when because the day before, our like mini oven that we used to like toast sandwiches and stuff, like started smoking. It would not stop smoking. It smelled really bad. It smelled burnt, like something was burning. And just, it was in really rough shape. And so we were like, okay, we can't do sandwiches. And like we told the owner, and she was like, okay, like I'll get someone to come look at it tomorrow. And I got the text while I was at the interview for my current job saying like, hey, so the toaster's unfixable. So I don't know if so we're closed today. And I don't know if we're going to be closing for the rest of the week, because it was also our very last week. It was exactly April 30th, and our last day of operation was planned to be May 2nd. And she was like, yeah, like I'll let you know, like if we're gonna close down the store completely today, or like if we're gonna try to stay open for the last couple days. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I got the day off work, so that was great. And I specifically remember later that night, I was over at my friend's place, and I was like, okay, so it's past the time she said she would text me by about whether or not the store is open. It's late. I want to drink. But I don't know if I'm gonna have to go into work tomorrow. I'll just text her. So I texted her like, "Hey, what's the status of the store?" And she was like, "Yeah, we're closed down for good." And like literally me and all my friends. Because fun fact, all of my friends, or all of the friends that I was hanging out with, worked at a coffee shop or like a coffee stall that was right in front of where I worked. Like that's how we all met. Was like we all kind of befriended each other. So we like, you know, we all toasted to the store closing. And like I finally got to drink because I had turned 21, and it was great. And I don't know, it was weirdly satisfying in a way. It was weirdly satisfying to be like, I worked at this place until it literally ran into the ground. Do I know where I was going with this whole thing? No, I lost the plot a while ago. I'm just telling life stories now. I also keep forgetting to have this out here for you guys to see, and not close to my body. Woo! Damn knots. Whatever. I'm just gonna work with very little thread, because I don't feel like working that out. We are also officially at the 2-hour mark, so I don't know if I'm gonna finish this whole thing, but I am going to, at the very least, stream until I finish the outline. I may or may not work on this after I finish streaming or not. I have yet to decide that. Probably not, because my body hurts and I just want to go lay down and like watch, I don't know, something. Probably Ant-Man. I started watching Ant-Man last night and then I stopped. So maybe I'll go finish Ant-Man. I love Ant-Man. That's such a great movie. But if I do end up working on this and finishing it, I mean, I'm gonna post it on Twitter regardless of when I finish it. It's just gonna be a matter of when. If it's tonight or some other time. I also realized as I was starting the stream that I completely forgot to publish the VOD for my Tuesday stream. I have it uploaded. It was just like on Tuesday. Because usually what I do after I finish streaming is I download the VOD straight from Twitch, and then I start uploading it to YouTube, and then like I sit and I make the thumbnail right then and there. And like I upload it, and then I schedule it to go up the next day. But on Tuesday I was like, I'm really fucking tired. My brain hurts. I'm just gonna start uploading this, and then like I'll finish all the finer details later. The plan was to finish them yesterday. This don't look great. I have somehow fucked this up. It's fine, we can save it. How? I don't know. Because this is supposed to be connected. How I have fucked this up, I don't know. So we're just gonna put a square here and hope no one looks too close at it. Yeah, but usually with my VODs, I upload them directly after the stream, and like I sit and I make the thumbnail right then and there. But on Tuesday I was just really tired and I just wanted to go to bed, so I was like, okay, I'll just upload. I'll start the upload and I'll do the thumbnail tomorrow. And then I got too busy sitting and being a depressed ass bitch on Wednesday to make the thumbnail, and I completely forgot about it. Okay, so I want to go in this one square right here. So I guess Tuesday's VOD is gonna go up at the same time as this one. Because I'm gonna force myself to sit down, and why did I do that? Why am I fucking stupid? But I'm gonna force myself to sit down and make both of the thumbnails, and also just fill out all the details for the VOD, because I didn't even put like a title or anything. I just immediately, I just uploaded it. I started the upload and just like left the video title as the file name, because I was just too tired and I wanted to go lay down. Because I don't know if you guys have been able to tell with the comments I've been making, but my mental health is not doing that well. And I don't see my therapist until next week, so I'm gonna make it all y'all's problem. No, I'm kidding. Just one of the wonders of being unmedicated. Because I used to be on medication for my depression, and it worked for a while. I was on Lexapro for like a little over a year, and that worked great until one day it just caused like a really bad mental break, and I stopped taking it like cold turkey. And what was I gonna say? Yeah, I stopped taking my medication cold turkey, and I tried a couple medications after that, and none of them really worked. And eventually my doctor, because I had just been going to like a general practitioner, my doctor was like, okay, like maybe we just have the diagnosis wrong. Maybe you don't have depression. Maybe you have something else. So she referred me to a psychiatrist. She specifically was going to get me an ADHD test. She gave me a referral for an ADHD test, and then right as she gave me that referral, my insurance stopped, because I was on like my parents' insurance, and then they were like, sorry, we can't cover you anymore because you're old enough now to get your own insurance. So I had to struggle for a month or two to get my own insurance, and by the time I got my own insurance, the referral had expired. So I went to my doctor again, and I was like, hey, can I get another referral? And she was like, yeah, sure. And then went and saw the psychiatrist, and like I took the ADHD paperwork and everything. Like, they mailed me a form to fill out for ADHD testing, and he didn't ask for it. I filled it all out. He didn't ask for it at all. And like, he was going on this big long spiel that I wasn't really listening to because his voice was so fucking monotonous and boring. And he was like, oh yeah, I'll also be able to get you that referral for an ADHD test. And I was like, I thought I was here for an ADHD test. Why am I here? But then also, like, he just like asked me a bunch of questions, and then eventually at the end, after knowing me for like maybe an hour, he was like, I don't think you have ADHD. And I was like, okay, cool. Because like I wasn't bouncing off the walls in his office, and it's like, because it's called masking. Yeah, I don't know why I'm just sitting here shooting shit, talking about my mental health medical history. That will be a story for another stream if I ever remember to tell you guys. But we started a Bulbasaur. We finished a Pokeball. I'd say that was a pretty productive stream. I don't know if I'm gonna save this to finish on another stream or not. We'll find out. Yeah. But good night. Sleep tight. And don't let the night people steal your skin.